As you can see right here, I am drawing a girls lacrosse field right now, not a boys lacrosse field, so a little bit different. A couple things that I'm drawing right now is the 8 meter and the 12 meter and the crease. Really quickly with the 8 meter and 12 meter, there is a difference between those because a lot of the action usually takes place in the 8 meter, not the 12 meter. That's where you try and score goals. The crease obviously is very similar to hockey. You cannot go inside the crease. Only person allowed inside the crease is the goalie. Other things that I'm drawing right now is I'm going to set up some players on the field. The D is going to stand for a defensive player. M is going to stand for someone called a midfielder. C is the center. They start out the game. A is attack, which means they're always on offense. All right, so as you can see, there's a couple players that are behind a specific line. This specific line is actually called a restraining line. It's called a restraining line because there's got to be a certain amount of people behind that when you're on offense or whether or not you're on defense. And as you can see right now, it seems like we're going to be on offense because of the way I set it up. Now, when we are on offense, we always have to have 4 players back. All right, that restraining line, you got to have 4 players behind that, which means inside that offensive zone or defensive zone, you are allowed to have 7 inside of there. Now, that 4 back always has to be 4 back, even if you are a man down. So if you're playing with only 6 players, you got to have 4 players back at all times, and you only have 2 players inside that offensive zone. All right, so this is what a typical girls lacrosse setup will look like during a game. You've got your crease, goalie allowed, that's it. An 8 meter, that's where usually he has your scoring opportunities. A 12 meter, once again, the reason there's an 8 and a 12 is because of certain penalties where you're supposed to be standing. And of course, the main thing is the restraining line. 4 players behind that restraining line, 7 players inside of that restraining line.